Yeah, I just want to kind of treat it just like we're streaming or doing whatever.
Hmm.
So
I'm treating it like, we're just like yapping, yapping about the awards.
I mean, fair enough, but we gotta like post this today too. So
Yeah,
that's the crazy
it's
part.
coming out tomorrow. So
Yeah. You know, everybody's gonna watch ours specifically one day
yes,
before.
ours. Yeah, they're
100K
gonna be
views.
like, we don't need to watch the actual Game Awards. Whatever these guys say the Game Awards are, that's it.
Not true.
Those are the ones.
All right, so we're just gonna press vote now, right? And that's it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start voting. So here we got, so we got Game of the Year, right?
Immediately.
We got
Immediately
Year.
right here. How many people actually played Alan Wake 2? Because that game got covered for all of like 30 minutes, and then we all know that it came out. We all know that it was a good game, but was it a great game? Absolutely not.
Well, I heard a lot of great
game.
things about it. Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
a
it could've
lot of
been a
great things
great
about
game,
it. I just
but-
didn't play it.
Yeah, I didn't cop. Like it's the kind of game that I'm probably gonna watch someone else play it. Maybe
Yeah.
that, or maybe I'll get it like 3 years from now and be all like, "Oh damn, Alan Wake 2 came out."
You know what's funny about this? I have a playthrough on Alan Wake on my
I know
Crew
you
channel,
never
right?
finished it.
And I never finished it. That was like what, back in college, like 7 years ago.
Mhm.
That was the
Yeah.
last time I played Alan Wake, and that shit was hard, and probably because I put it on the hardest difficulty, and so, I never beat it.
Mhm.
But damn well what I'm picking. But what else we got here? We got Baldur's Gate 3. I'm gonna skip over that
Baldur's
for a
Gate 3,
second.
we gonna come back to that. We'll
Yeah,
come back to that.
Marvel Spider-Man 2. We haven't played that yet, and mainly because it only came out on PS5. Is that correct? Right?
Yeah, it's only on PS5. I'm pretty sure it's only on PS5. It might be on PS4, but like, well, who cares? I'm pretty sure it's only PS5. I'm just going with that. And I hear only good things about the game, which makes it understandable. Only thing that I hear is a lot of people's biggest gripe about it is it's shorter than I think the Miles Morales game is what people are saying.
Huh?
It's a
Ain't
very
no
short
way,
storyline.
bro.
Like,
Miles Morales was short.
Yeah, Miles Morales was hella short. That might be cap. So far, honestly, Spider-Man 2 is a really good contender right here. But yeah, moving on. Resident Evil 4. Nah, I wouldn't give this a Game of the Year just because this is a re-release. We can't give re-releases Game of the Year. We already had Resident Evil 4. It's just like the same thing, just better.
It's just
So,
hype. Like I feel like when they released this, the only real reason it's up here is because of the hype behind it, and not by hype
Yeah.
because it wasn't bad, but more so like people were like, "Oh my god, this is my favorite game from my childhood," and now it's gonna look HD,
Yeah.
And it was already
So-
good. It's just now
Exactly. It was already a great game.
Looks
We
better,
all
I
know
guess.
it's a good game, but it's not Game of the Year level game. Like,
with the other contenders, you gotta
yeah.
compare it, And then now we're moving on to the next one here, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I know this sounds like it's like what the fuck, but apparently this game is fire.
yeah, I have
Apparently
no
it's
idea.
fire.
I don't know a damn thing about this game. I don't know a damn thing about this.
I don't know, but everybody that's talked about this game can't put it down apparently, and they just nonstop. Like the game design behind it is insane. Like there's a bunch of stuff to do. It's fun as fuck. Like I don't know, but that's
I
what
may
I've
not
heard.
know anything about this, but Nintendo always puts out a fire Mario game like every year, and it's always good. It's always top of the line, great quality. Like 90% of the time. I'm not gonna say all this because sometimes it might be a little miss every now and then, but consistently they drop hitters.
But
And
not
then
game of the year.
Right next to that, yeah. But would I vote for this for Game of the Year? Nah, I wouldn't. Mainly because if I was thinking of a Nintendo Game of the Year, it would actually be the Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, yeah. Oh, so let's talk about that because like I haven't
It's
even
not even
played
about
Breath of the Wild.
It's not even the game itself. It's all the people making shit. Like you get people making robots. Like,
but that's the
engineers
thing,
are
though.
playing this game. I don't
I
understand
know,
this. Like,
but that's the thing, though. That's what the level of ingenuity that the engineers and people that made Tears of the Kingdom had to go through to give something so broad and generic that people could make shit that they couldn't even think about. Is what's amazing about this game. It is just like you've seen things. They made death traps that you would never use. That would be war crimes.
Yeah,
would be
see
war
people
crimes.
Carpet bombing areas. People making gas traps.
Gas traps.
Yeah.
Like what? On bosses, like I felt bad for boss. It was a dragon.
Bosses. I saw someone speed running because they just flew on a plane straight to Ganon, like straight into a ravine, and then all the way down to the bottom. Like I don't know how the game ends or like how you get the whole way of getting there. But I saw someone flying straight into like this ravine into like hell, and then going to go fight the final boss, like on spawn type shit. Like
bro. And that's what I love about Tears of the Kingdom is that when people usually say open world, there's always like locked levels and things you can't get to. The way they've designed Tears of the Kingdom is that you can get to the end and it's okay. You know, it's almost like they took what happened with Breath of the Wild where they were speedrunning and throwing Link across the fucking map by cheating and he could get to the, you know, boss fight with having to skip some view cutscenes. And they were like, fuck it. If you could get to that part of the game, go for it. It's all the way in the fucking sky. Go get it, bro. And then they go get it. And then it's just like, well, shit. You know, that's so dope to me. And it, like, as a programmer and making games, that is so nice to have like that level of openness because it really just truly feels like you could have your own special experience because anything can happen. Like you could just straight up go to the end of the game if you know how to do it or can do it. Like that's beautiful to me.
Flat out. If you can think about how to make it, and if you can make it, you can do it. That's it's just you can. If you're having a hard time on a boss fight, you can just be like, all right, I'm gonna come back, and you can go build a nuke and come back and blow him up. Like, will it one shot him? Yeah, 50-50, you know? If it doesn't one shot him, you go back to the workshop and you come back.
But you can make your own shit though. It's not like it's not like a blueprint or something like that.
A fan. It's just a fan. And as the blades spin, there's lasers on the blades that are shooting just beams and it's just spinning helicoptering until he dies. It's just just wrapping around him and he just dies. Like, oh man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So this is what I'm gonna say now because this also helped me put in perspective of what I really put in place and what I require for a game of the year. Like that's what the requirements in my head is experiences. What can these games up here give me experiences that I've never had before? And they're all great games in their own way, but if Baldur's Gate 3 did not exist this year, it would be Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom. Because
but truly, like I'm gonna go harder on like the experience. Is like if it can give me an experience, one that I'll remember, two that I want to tell people about, and you know that's the two biggest things. One that I remember, two that I want to tell people about, and a very like positive like general gaming experience. Like I'm playing the game, I have really nothing to complain about, and I'm just enjoying, and I want to keep seeing what's gonna happen next. Having a game that's like, oh man, I get off and I immediately start thinking about like, oh man, what if I did this or like reapproach things a certain way, and that's like replayability there, wanting to just do it again. Really,
and that, you know what that game was?
Want to do it again?
You know what that game was for you? Fucking Elden Ring. Every single time I would talk to this motherfucker, he was on Elden Ring making a new build. It was so frustrating because I'd be like, "Yo, let's go do something." No, I'm on Elden Ring. I'm doing PvP right now, bro. Do something else. Like that was your life, bro.
That shit was peak. That shit was peak, bro.
But that shit was peak.
It was peak. Like you couldn't get better than that. Like, oh man, I still remember running into a boss that I didn't find yet, or running into an area boss in a spot that I'm just way too underleveled for.
Again, peak, see what does that do for you? Open world. I think I'm just look. I'm just a diehard fan of anything that is open world. That's if you want to know one thing about me, that's a
right way.
Open world.
Open world where that doesn't like hard lock areas. Like
that's what the bread and butter is.
The only way that you can have a hard locked area is like it can be just an area with really difficult enemies to fight. For example, Caelid in Elden Ring, using Elden Ring as an example, is not a locked area. You can go there, you can unlock it really early in the game. Actually, I think most people unlock it really early in the game, but you're not exploring it that early in the game. Not because you can't. You can go, like theoretically,
it's just really hard.
Go out there. It's just the enemies are bullshit. You're just gonna get washed. Like that's
I
it.
like there was there's a like a you know how there's the underground area for Caelid or some shit like that, and there was like this one item that I really wanted, but I had to traverse through Caelid and all this extra nonsense to get there, and I was way under leveled for it, but I really wanted that item and it never restricted me from going there. And so I literally ran past everything, got tagged by one thing, got to start all over again, and I'm just sitting here like, bro, is it really worth it? Yes it is. And I kept going and I kept going and it let me do it. Like, and again, going back to yeah, I'm whipping that shit up. That motherfucker was like, please, I'm not supposed to be here. My horse died like 18 bajillion times.
Getting one tapped, like
one tapped, and I'm getting one tapped, bro. Like, so that's what I'm talking about when it comes to open world like world games. Is if you can create an experience. That's why GTA is such a huge fucking game, because the engineering behind it made it so that the mods and the people that do the modders that take the game as its base value create RP worlds, which they give them the tools, or maybe I don't know how that works. Maybe they made their own tools, but they took the game and it was so robust to a way where you can have so much open-endedness. Now people could literally role play characters that work at fucking Burger King, you know? So
and
like
you can just
it's
live life in GTA 5. Like
that's experiences. That is so that's huge experiences. And so when I look at these games, the two things that stand out to me is Baldur's Gate 3 and Tears of the Kingdom. And mind you, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible because I've never played Tears of the Kingdom, but I understand how powerful that game could have been and how I know I probably would have gotten lost into it. And saying that Baldur's Gate 3 is still a choice for me. Mainly because now we can talk about Baldur's Gate, Avery, because I'm gonna let you go first.
Not only is it the choice for me, it's the choice by a landslide. Like uncontested, like Tears of the Kingdom is really good. That's really good. I might use it like it's so good. It's so good. It's just peak. This is something that so good that really I'm trying to find bad things and I can't. It's so good in all aspects. Like the voice acting, the level of dialogue, the amount of dialogue. There's so many characters that like you will see that you'll run into and they'll have voice lines. Like so many different angles that you can get different loot in. Like I mean not loot, different dialogue options in. Like for example, I'm gonna use a Baldur's Gate example that a lot of people don't know about. If you multi-class from cleric, like you start as a cleric and you choose your god that you believe in, and then you multi-class into paladin, you will be a paladin of that god. Like say you start as a cleric and you choose Saloon, who's like the opposite of Shar, like they got beef. Then you multi-class into paladin, you will get dialogue with Shadowheart that says you are a paladin of Saloon, and you have unique dialogue that you would only get from going through that angle. And it's just like really specific scenarios like that is all over the game. It's to the point where everyone's playthrough is likely different. They probably told these characters different things, rolled poorly on these rolls, and they just had different experience. And this is peak. I've been yapping, so you go ahead.
No. I mean, you were hitting on all the points I was gonna say, and the main thing that I was gonna say was, there's two things. You said voice acting. The things that make me so engrossed into this game is the voice acting and the people. Shout out to the voice actors because they did it, bro. Like every single character sounds believable. They all live in that world. Every single one of them.
The emotion, the facial structures, the emotion that they bring to the character. Peak, I tell you.
It's fucking crazy. It's just the immersion factor is crazy. It's just like you'll see this one character and you kill them, and that's just the end of that. But you know they'll have more dialogue in the future, and it's just like, bro. And so now we're getting into the expansiveness of this game. Yeah.
Go to game.
Yeah, it truly is an amazing game.
We spent so much time on this one category.
I know. I mean, but it deserves it. It's this game of the year. We started off strong.
Number one. I don't know why they put this thing here, but.
Anyway, so yeah,
Perfection.
game of the year goes to Baldur's Gate 3. Fuck it, bro.
Game of the year,
We ball.
Baldur's Gate 3.